Hello, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this session, Best Practices of Artificial Intelligence in the Manufacturing Sector. My name is Sandra Pérez, and I work for the Government of Catalonia, specifically supporting companies in the adoption of advanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence, which is the topic we will be dealing with today in the webinar. We are organizing this event together with our colleagues from European Digital Innovation Hubs from Germany, Baden-Württemberg, East Netherlands, and Slovenia. And I would like to thank them all for their cooperation and for the willingness to share their knowledge, and also the one from Catalonia here in the session today with everybody. We are organizing this session in the frame of an European project in which we are all partners. The project is iRegio, Regions and Digital Innovation Hubs Alliances for AI-driven digital transformation of European manufacturing SMEs. And the project has a particular focus and emphasis on providing resources that can lower the artificial intelligence adoption barriers for SMEs. You will see also some examples of projects that have been funded via cascade funding inside and within this project. The session today has three main objectives. The first one is to get to know examples of artificial intelligence application. We will see 8 use cases, 2 from each region, from Catalonia, from Baden-Württemberg, for East Netherlands, and from Slovenia. And those projects have already been implemented, and we will get to know the results and the impact of the artificial intelligence implementation. The second objective, you also learn a little bit more of the services of the European Digital Innovation Hubs and how those infrastructures can help SMEs and also mid-caps. The European Digital Innovation Hubs are one-stop shop supporting companies to respond to digital challenges and become more competitive. They have been awarded by the European Commission very recently. All of us will received the answer and the funding from the European Commission this 2022, and we are already started to provide services to our regional companies. And the third objective is also that you get to know some tools to implement and to make the project a reality. So if you think that artificial intelligence is a technology that can help you boost the competitiveness of your company, or you think that you can improve your products or processes by adopting artificial intelligence, we want already to give you some tools in this webinar so that you can start to make those projects a reality. And to do so, we will be presenting European funding opportunities. Briefly, if you afterwards need to get more detail, we will be providing also via email or direct meetings, but we will give you an overview of Horizon Europe calls for artificial intelligence, and as well cascade funding calls to fund projects of artificial intelligence. We have to say as well that the opportunities that we will present are European funding opportunities, but the European Digital Innovation Hubs have also funding schemes and funding support at national and regional level. So this is also something that you can ask to your regional EDH once you get to know them better. And the last but not least, after this session, you will have the opportunity to request meetings to the speakers, to the participants, and to get to know more a company that you think you can collaborate with, a technology center. The idea is that you can register in the platform that we have provided to all of you, and you can schedule meetings until Friday. Those are short meetings, so in a period of maximum 20 minutes, you will get to know a company, a supplier, a research center, and see if you can have an option to collaborate with them and go further in a project implementation. So this is the agenda that we will have today. And in my case, I will also start by very briefly presenting the first European Digital Innovation Hub that we will explain you today. This European Digital Innovation Hub is the one from Catalonia. We will start with Catalonia. I will share my screen so that you can see it. Yes. Sorry. In Catalonia, we have the Digital Innovation Hub of Catalonia, which is led also by the government of Catalonia, and that's why I'm making the presentation. But it brings together all the main regional agents in support of the acceleration and adopting advanced technologies for SMEs. Why we are playing a leading role in the Catalonia Digital Innovation Hub from the government. From the government, we have been supporting the uptake of digital technologies since 2019 with regional funding. But despite that, and despite the fact of Catalonia being a highly digitized region, we are the 5th in the digital index at European level. But despite that fact, we see from the surveys that we carry out from the government that in 2022, for example, only 25% of Catalan companies had adopted an advanced technologies. So we have a real challenge because we are convinced that we will we want to help and accompany our companies to reach the European target, which is 75% of Catalan companies and European companies adopting advanced technologies in 2030. And that's why from the government, we thought that the European Digital Innovation Hub was an absolutely strategic tool to make this change happen. And with the European Digital Innovation Hub of Catalonia, we have the objective to help 2,000 Catalan companies between this year and the following year to adopt advanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence. In Catalonia, DH4CAT, as it's called, is structured in 7 technology areas. Each of one is led by a technology center or a university that has a deep knowledge on the technology, and that, and this is the most important point, and that they are providing access to their infrastructure to perform test before invest projects. In Catalonia, the services of the hub are really focused on the technology side, and the objective is that any adopting SMEs or any provider that thinks that artificial intelligence, for example, can help them improve their products or services, they can use the services of the hub to get a consultancy, a technology consultancy, and also a testing project. The idea is that they can finish the services by having a prototype, minimum viable product, a clear idea if this technology is the right one for them and how to implement it and scale it. Afterwards, they can go to the market and get an implementation with any of the Catalonia suppliers. Catalonia is a very rich ecosystem in terms of technical suppliers. We have more than 1,000 Industry 4.0 suppliers. But the real added value that our EDH is providing is to let companies, providers, and SME access the most advanced technology infrastructure in the region to test and make prototypes before having to commit an investment. We were awarded by European Commission in July with a very good punctuation, and we have therefore funding from European Commission, but also at regional and national level to support Catalan SMEs do these test before invest projects. We have 7 areas of activity, as mentioned. Artificial intelligence. Afterwards, we will give the word to Joan Mas from Eurecat, who will explain you how they work artificial intelligence via the H4CAT, and will explain you 2 projects, 2 use cases. We have as well photonics, high performance computing. We have like great infrastructures in Catalonia in terms of HPC. We deal also with smart connectivity, 5G, 6G, additive manufacturing, 3D printing, robotics and advanced manufacturing, and cybersecurity. In terms of services, as I was explaining, we are very focused on the technological side because Catalonia is quite strong in terms of technology infrastructures, RTOs, and universities. And therefore, we are providing in the 7 technology areas before described, we are providing technology consultancy. always provided by one of the RTOs or universities members of the consortium. We are providing testing and experimentation and solutions in this area, and also technology training, which is also, some of them are also open at European level. In terms of additional services, we are quite strong as well in terms of open innovation and business. We have a partner in the consortium, which is ESE Business School, and therefore we are providing services there, and also some of them are open at European level. So I invite you to check the website of DH4CAT, and you will see also the events that are open for all European companies. We are providing access to finance advice to get the most of regional, national, and European funding, help companies to make those projects a reality with the minimum investment possible. And also we are helping companies do partner search at local and also at international level, and innovation ecosystem. And I don't want to extend my speech more here, because the idea is that very briefly you get to know the 4 DHs, and quickly after we move to the use cases. I will give the word now to Nuria, also from Axio, and she will be giving the entrance to all the speakers today. So thank you very much, and we keep in contact.
Thank you, Sandra. Hello, everyone. I now give the floor to Joan Wismers, Digital Area Director at EURECAT, and who will present 2 use cases where artificial intelligence have been applied successfully. So, Joan Luis, okay, thank you.
Okay, I hope you can listen to me and see the screen.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much, Nuria and Sandra, for the invitation. Yes, I am Joan Mas. I am the director of the digital technologies area at EURECAT. EURECAT is one of the RTOs that is leading the AI node of the DH4CAT. Therefore, we are fully involved with this initiative here in Catalonia. I will explain you a couple of examples related to Industry 4.0 application with companies, and therefore behind I4.0 we have different technologies. Amongst them we have artificial intelligence. The first case I will explain is a use case that we have worked with a company. I will explain 2 different use cases in 2 very different verticals, as you will see. The first one actually is with a company working in the agri-food sector. This is a small company as SME located in the center of Catalonia, and their main activity is producing sausages, producing cold meat. And here, if you go to the web of this company named Splendid Foods, you will have a view of the different brands of products that they are producing. And when it comes to technology and the cooperation between company and the RTO, EURECAT in this particular case, we have to understand the, yes? You have to extend your camera. Okay. Is it okay now? Perfect, yes. Okay, thank you very much. So when it comes to the work between company and the RTO, EURECAT in this case, as I was mentioning, we have to understand the problems of the company. And this company had very clear problems or objectives that they wanted to achieve in order to improve their operations. And basically, one of the critical processes that this type of companies have is to control the curing time, the curing process in the drying or the curing chamber, so that the products get ready and get in a good shape for them to be into the market, into the shop. So they wanted to understand how this drying time could be somehow optimized, and also because they have massive drying chambers, they wanted to understand how things are happening over there. And at the end of the day, they wanted to achieve a very homogeneous type of product so that they could sell them in the best shape. So to do that, and now is when the technology comes into effect, we have been working with them, understanding the problem, and we have implemented an IoT type of solution. So a lot of sensing within these massive drying chambers. We put a number of devices to test temperature, to test humidity and different parameters which are critical for this process. We put some scales on the racks where they have the products. We implemented an IoT platform and a lot of algorithms of machine learning and optimization, because as you can see the sketch here, the key point for this company is try to reduce the time or try to optimize the time between when the product gets into the chamber and when it gets sufficiently dry so that it can go to the market while maintaining their organoleptic properties. And the fact is that by doing this, we the company managed actually to reduce by 20% the staying time within the drying chamber, and therefore this proportionally goes into a reduction of 20% in their productivity, because they can increase by 20% the number of products that they will send into the market, but indeed a reduction on consumption, electricity or energy consumption, and other important parameters for the company. And well, this is we believe this is a success case where the company really found and got a lot of benefits from their investment on this technological solution. And the second example goes into a different sector. This previous one was in the agri-food sector. This one is in the textile industry. Textile is also a very important sector in Catalonia, and we have been working as well with two companies located in the north of Barcelona, two SMEs. One of them, they are manufacturing the knitting machines to produce a circular knitting, circular process to generate the fabric, the textile fabric. And the other one is Halotex. They are the ones that they are using these machines to produce the textile. And what are the problems of those companies? In one case, this first company that is producing the machinery, named Canmartex, this company, they wanted to improve their machines. They wanted to introduce state-of-the-art sensoring and a number of things so that this machine could enter into the parameter or into the idea of Industry 4.0. And the second company, the one that is producing the textile, named Halotex, they want to improve the productivity by producing and minimizing the effective production and increase the quality of the final textile. And okay, we have done the same process. We talk to them, we listen to their key points or their wishes to improve their processes, and we put technology inside of the processes. We put state-of-the-art sensors, and again machine learning algorithms, basically in that case to predict quality of the final products. And the company, the two companies, they got this type of results. In one case, for the manufacturing machinery company, Canmartex, they were able to improve their machines. They were able to deliver machines that could be able to make new type of fabrics and indeed increase the product offering. And therefore, directly, this extended the customer portfolio. And for the manufacturing company of textile products, they really obtain a real-time quality prediction, which allowed them a very important thing. You know that textile is a very sensitive sector for what concerns sustainability, and therefore by implementing this type of solutions, they were able to identify products or textiles, fabrics that were not in the right shape in real time, and as soon as they discovered that this product outcome was not of enough quality, they stop the process and they avoid wasting resources, water, dying products, etc., on a product that at the end would not be accepted by the final customer or the final tire that is in the value chain. And okay, this explains the two examples that we are bringing from Catalonia of application of artificial intelligence in a set of Industry 4.0 examples. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Joan. Now let's move on to the next region success case presentation based in Baden-Württemberg in Germany. I give now the floor to Natalia Kleiner, Head of Innovation Strategy and Transfer Department at FZI, Research Center of Informatics, who will present the Regional European Digital Innovation Hub.
Yes, thank you very much. And hello from me. My name is Natalia Kleiner, and I'm, as said, head of department of one of the departments within the research department, innovation strategy and transfer. And today I'm very glad to present you our European Digital Innovation Hub for Applied Artificial Intelligence in Cybersecurity. And I'll try to share my screen now. I hope you can see my screen. Seems that I have some technical difficulties sharing my screen. I'll try it again.
Yes. Okay, we were seeing your screen.
So it's better now. Somehow my Zoom seems.
No, it's okay, Natalia.
Okay, so it's working?
Yes, thank you. Okay, Natalia, we are not now listening to you. Can you please try again? Otherwise, we can start with the use cases of your region. And afterwards, we could try again with the European Digital Innovation Hub presentation. So
I think I'm back
Natalia,
now.
yes, you're back.
Maybe I try one last time. Somehow my Zoom seems to
please.
crash when I try to share my screen, but I'll try it again. So I working now. It seems still to crash. And we can go on with the.
Okay, we're not listening to you now. So maybe it would be a good idea to start with the use cases. Thank you, Natalia. Then we are going to try again. I give now the floor to Jürgen Halt, R&D Director and Senior Partner from Tablet, who will present the third use case of today's session.
Thank you very much. Hello, can you hear me? I'm
Yes.
sorry. Also, maybe the video also has a problem here at the moment. Sorry for that. Okay, anyhow. Yeah, I'm very happy to be with you. And I have a use case which I will present which shows you the magic with AI. And maybe I start my video again and try it out. Maybe it's now better. Yeah. And now let me bring up the slides. I don't know. There's something is wrong here. Wait a sec. Okay, let me go here and share. I hope that my slides are okay to see. Are they?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you can drop my video and we go just with the slides. I don't know, something is a little bit wrong here. It doesn't look nice. Can you do that? Mute my...
Dropping your video, maybe?
Yep. Wait if that is possible.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, as always, that's live. And now let me go to the slide. I try now to bring it into presentation mode. Is it showing up?
No, it's not in the presentation mode.
No?
No. Maybe if you try again sharing the screen, if you stop and start again sharing the screen, we will see it. Jürgen, we can start also in that format. Can you listen to us?
I can listen to you. What is wrong? At the moment, I'm a little bit lost here.
We cannot see the presentation mode, but yes, we can see the PowerPoint.
You see the PowerPoint, okay. All right. Something is wrong here. Okay, so let me get that out here, out of the way. Maybe you can kill my video, but I go to the slides, yeah. Okay, the goal of the company is to drive the world towards sustainable and zero waste manufacturing. So we have a real productive situation here. And when I go to the next slide, you see the company is already a leading company in that area, but it was founded just 3 years ago. Two founders came, both are from India, but they managed to move over to Europe 14 years ago, 5 years ago. And we built up in a very quick way a lot of customer bases and knowledge base with over 36 engineers. In total, we are around about 60 people now worldwide, because we are running the first worldwide projects. We have 2 patents. We are very close connected to the universities in the world. And we are fighting with our know-how for the following challenges. So that's really a holistic view. So first of all, that is what every industry is at the moment looking after. It's going cost reduction pressures, it's going energy cost regulations and CO2 emissions control and better organization of that and optimization. And then also, which is very important, so the expert-based improvements. So that is one challenge we are following after it. And as you know, another one which is coming at the moment is really the knowledge train, because a lot of very experienced people are now retiring. What can you do with all that know-how, which is with the people, the older people? They reduce working, but they need to have a time to transfer that knowledge to the young generations. And here AI is really a tool that can help us. So when we go directly to one use case, which is maybe our lighthouse use case, energy optimization and automatic real-time prescriptive analysis to eliminate losses in energy and in CO2 emissions. So that is a very, very successful solution that we have, which is at the moment a hot topic for everyone because energy costs are very high and optimization is very welcome. The challenges before, and in this use case, in this special case, that's an automotive company. They are producing aluminum wheels. And with that situation, they have, of course, in aluminum components, a lot of energy consumption. And we found out that there's a high air leakage, there are high heater fluctuations, and all that stuff. That all influences, in principle, the consumption of the energy of the cost. And these are the challenges we met in that specific case. There are some kinds a little bit more generic as well, as you know. And now from our approach, we have in our philosophy, we have a certain experience over the years built up. We are not just delivering the traditional AI where you have set points and receipts and process parameters. We have a patent which is in principle, we call it hybrid AI. Hybrid AI means that there are more information elements which are very influential and fruitful for the calculation of predictions, like the domain knowledge. And that is the thing which is in the heads of the operators. That is some kind of support we can give when we document and when we have a process-oriented information available for the solution with AI. Then geometry, you will not believe it, but that is a big deal. It has a big influence on the energy consumption and on predictions, material properties, so physical and chemical information. So that all together gives us a much better baseline of information to predict solutions. And in the presentation as such, when we implemented the solution, we made, of course, in the beginning, a very deep analysis of the consumers, and we wanted to understand traceability in the process. That's one of the challenges that you see when you look into a plant, that there are most of the process areas are really not traceable. And for AI, that's very important. So you need to follow up on all that temperature controller. You need to make the maintenance up to date. And so these are all the points which we followed up in our solution. It was a hard way, but we are now in a good position because it in the end, it came out with a good result. So our impact in that use case is significant. So we could improve temperature controller by 13%. We could improve heater elements by around about 20%. We have been the ones who identified the leakage in the furnace in the very significant, and that was very happy for the customer because he didn't look into that in the past. And implementing AI that made us really in a very structured way to analyze and to find the data which is significant and fruitful for analysis of AI. So that's one of the really the big things. What Twarit is doing, so we are focusing on prescriptive quality. So scrap and all that stuff is very important because you want to minimize, you want to optimize the output. Maintenance is an important point. The energy, of course, is a hot topic, and also production planning. That all fits together. It's really it's combined. You need to look at this holistically. And what I tell the people always, the customers, AI is not just a product. AI is a journey, simple a journey. And if the customer don't seize it, he will learn it over the time. So we have been delivering results in roundabout, maybe say in a quarter, in 2 to 3 months. And we have an agile approach. An agile approach means we have maybe 2-3 weeks of a sprint. Then we present the result, and then we decide on the next step together with the customer. So we have a steering committee. And the output of all that effort is we could reduce, in this use case, by 30% the energy. We could reduce the scrap for that customer by 50%, right? Compared to the start, when we started. We improved OEE, and we saved a lot of CO2, so tons of CO2. So you can continue all that. And the best is, sorry, I think I allocated a lot of time, but best is if you are really interested, get in touch with us. You have all the information on the slides, and I'm hopefully I did give you some information how you can make it. And we have a real case where we are at the moment running that in production. Thank you very much. Hello?
Thank you, Jürgen. I give now the floor to Thomas Friedman, co-CEO and co-founder from EDI Engineering Data Intelligence, who will present the fourth use case of today's session. Thank you.
Okay, hello. You can see my slides as well. So welcome to my presentation. My name is Thomas Friedman. I'm a CEO and co-founder of EDI, Engineering Data Intelligence. So the name is here program. So we like to semantically link the data and provide AI-based decision models. And therefore we developed an IoT framework. We called it EDI Hive. And how we use it in specific use cases, I will show during the presentation. First of all, our IoT framework is highly integratable. It's really flexible and robust. And where we spent, since we founded our company 7 years ago, a lot of effort in it. It's in a monitoring system. So our whole services are 24 hours, 7 days a week monitored, and if something happens, we get a message on our mobile phone that we have to restart the services. So I think also Jürgen was mentioning it's really important if you go into production, if you want to have a solution, AI-based solution which works in a operational way, this kind of monitoring that all the services are robust and working are really important. We have open interfaces, so also our customer can use our environment, our framework as a software development kit, SDK, but also we provide specific interfaces so that we can also push some AI results in other applications, for example, ERP systems or PLM systems from big companies like SAP, which are also located here close to Karlsruhe. So we have here the possibility really to bring the solution in the operational work of the people. Also important is to be robust and transparent. It's that we have a continuous integration and delivering pipeline where we have automated tests in it, where we are directly always in contact with our customers. So as I mentioned, in many cases, we get the notifications before the customer realizes that something maybe is not really working. So we can fix it really fast, and we can also push new algorithm into this into the pipeline, and we can bring it directly in the operational system of the customer. So that's also really important to keep this updating, not only for the software components, also for this special algorithm. And what kind of algorithm, for example, we are using to support the customers, I will show now in the specific use case, which I want to present today in this audience. It's about automated offer generation. Here, the important thing is that it should be first time right. Yeah, that's really important. It should be fast, and it should be also transparent. So also independent of different people which are preparing the offer, so that it's always coming out the same results. And we are looking here to the contract manufacturer, which get to produce a part. They get the email with some CID models, but also technical drawing in a PDF format, and the person who has to evaluate if they can produce this part and also how expensive it will get, he needs a lot of knowledge. So if we already produce this kind of part, if we have the right machines in our production lines and so on. So it's with a lot of iterations, and at the end, yeah, maybe you will lose the customer, or you make a wrong offer, and then the price gets higher, and then also you get some trouble. The idea is that EDI provides a solution where we can analyze technical drawing in PDF format automatically with some AI algorithm, but also that we can compare the technical drawings which already were prepared in the company, so that you can get also a feeling what kind of price we had at the last time, what kind of process steps we have to do last time. So also here, the people, even if they are new in the company, can get access to the whole company information. And we have here one buzzword, what we are providing for our customer. In this case, it's a Google for company data. So you will find the right information when you need it. And how it works is, on the one hand, we have an AI where we recognize on technical drawing the relevant informations, and relevant informations are tolerances, are values, how long the part is, how the surface has to be built, what kind of material you need. So this kind of information we can read out with AI. So in this case, we are also using the typical neural networks with deep learning approaches. But on the other hand, and here we have also a patented solution, because that's the DNA of EDI. We are coming from the semantic web. We compare the relevant information to the existing database from the companies, so that we can find similar technical drawings. So that means similar products which were already produced in the company. And so the people have a good understanding what would be the right price, and also if it's possible to produce. And as I mentioned, we have open interfaces. So also the first AI for a lot of companies are already helpful, because they have some external systems for price calculation. So we can feed in the information. Also, maybe we get the information from the CID models, from the step data, but also from other ERP systems, from the customer. So we can have a holistic view on the requests from the customer, so that we can feed also in the external system. Also, our AI can run on external systems. So that means in the background, so you don't need to see our front end. But for sure, we also provide as a software company a front end, which you can use on mobile phones, on tablets, on the PC, and especially if we provide our algorithm from the semantic web to find similar products in your database, then also we have a really smart AI to navigate fast to these points, and also to understand why this product is now really similar. here it's just one of the view of our front end. What we have here, it's the technical drawing. So that's a really easy part. But also if you have more complex part, our AI will find the relevant things on the technical drawing. So here we have, I will say, two AIs in charge. One is finding the right position and classify what kind of information there is. And the other one is to read out the values. And also what we are doing from EDI, we not want that everything gets read out. The important thing is that we want to reduce the effort of the employees and keep the attraction to the relevant parts. So this is why we also have this kind of red and green labels. So the red labels means, for example, there is a critical value. You have to keep a specific eye on it. And also this kind of labels we can customize for different companies. For one company, a tolerance with G6 is really heavy to produce. For other company, it's standard. So that means for other company that also this kind of label could be green. So that depends on what kind of machines you have. And on the other side, you see that we compare this pin. So it's a different name with, in German, we call it Stift. And we have a really high comparison rate. And behind we have different criteria. You can also look to the criteria why it fits. And if you agree with it, you can navigate to this part, and then you can go with a link to the ERP system, CRM system, and you get all the information which you need to make a good offer. So that's the front end from EDI for this kind of solution. So in the back end, our engine is working. We have a whole production line. So also the labeling, it's always a big effort. So we can produce from 30 labeled, manual labeled technical drawing. We produce 70,000 real training data sets. So we are using data augmentation, but we're not only changing the brightness, we also have domain specific data augmentation. So we are changing tolerances and stuff. So this is what we have here built up pipeline. So we are really fast and robust also for our customers. And as I mentioned, our chassis is that it's easy to use, but also that could be totally integrated in other systems. So that was from my side. So we are located here in Karlsruhe. We are also here in the DE hub from Karlsruhe, but also, and this is why I'm also here, we are in the focus group of AI, also in the European area. So if you are interested in our company, in our solutions, please contact me or go to LinkedIn, our web or YouTube, and you will find a lot of information. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. Now let's move again. We go back to Natalja. Natalja, can we try again with your presentation? Okay, we can.
Okay, I'm afraid I have to do the presentation without the slides because my Zoom always crashes when I try to share my screen. But maybe I can just say a few words about our European Digital Innovation Hub on applied artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. As the name says, we are concentrating on bringing AI technologies and cybersecurity technologies to the companies, and we try to connect companies amongst each other and companies with research institutions, and therefore we focus on 5 sectors, on 5 application sectors: production, energy, mobility, commerce, service, and public sector organizations. And within the sectors, we always try to focus on one certain goal. As for example, in the production sector, we try to focus on AI engineering. In the energy sector, we try to reach zero emission by using AI technologies. In the mobility sector, we are concentrating on future mobility applications, as for example, autonomous driving, but also on the cybersecurity questions arising while using AI technology in the mobility domain. And in the commerce and service sector, we concentrate on sustainable business models, while in public sector organizations, our focus is on digital citizenship participation. And in our European Digital Innovation Hub, we offer services in 4 different categories. The categories are test before invest, skills and training, support to find investment, and innovation ecosystem and networking. And because we are already running late, I won't go into the deep with the services. I can maybe just tell a few examples. As for example, in the test before invest, we offer different services for different experience levels, as for example, several AI readiness and security checks or guidelines for newbies who aren't so experienced with AI technologies and cybersecurity technologies. And this goes, and for advanced learners, we offer some next level support when implementing their solutions, or for experts, we offer, for example, some digital expert circles where they can exchange their experience and generate new and creative solutions together. And in the skills and training, we offer educational measures from lower education levels to academic and further educations, as for example, scholarships, internships, summer schools, or deep dive trainings. In the category support to find investment, we offer support and assistance to SMEs, startups, and public sector to find public funding opportunities or investment opportunities. And in the category innovation, ecosystem, and networking, we are planning several brokering and matchmaking events, as well as networking events like, for example, meetups, delegations, and conferences. And of course, we can do it by ourselves. So we work together with very strong core partners from our region, from the Karlsruhe region, but also from other regions in Baden-Württemberg, in Germany. And the core partners have have a lot of experience in the different sectors. So they concentrate on their sector and provide services within their sector. And we also work with national and international associated partners who support us by giving presentations, co-organizing workshops, or offering internships in their companies or research institutions. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I hope we can share the slides afterwards, so you then have also my email address and the possibility to contact me. So thank you very much, and sorry for the inconvenience and for the technical difficulties.
Thank you, Natalia. As we are running some minutes late, we will make you know when you are 1 minute left in the next speeches. So thank you, Natalia. Now we come to East Netherlands region. I give now the floor to Ingrid Measure, business developer tech at Oost, who will present the regional European Digital Innovation Hub. Thank you, Ingrid.
Yes, thank you, Noria. I'll keep it short then, just to make sure that we can also focus on the use cases from our region that will follow later on. But for me, the honor to present shortly our European Digital Innovation Hub. Let me shortly start my presentation as well. Yes, so I will be representing the European Digital Innovation Hub of the East Netherlands, which is called Boost Robotics East Netherlands. It is really about the application of robotics and sensing technology in the sectors manufacturing, healthcare, and agri-food. And me, myself, I'm working at the Regional Development Agency of the East Netherlands called Olstino. And we are doing this together with the provinces of the East Netherlands, mentioned Gelderland and Overijssel. And our goal is really to establish in the East Netherlands a regional one-stop shop for SMEs when it comes to digitalization, so in the mentioned sectors. So in short, we, as mentioned, really want to support SMEs and mid-caps in the digital transformation. And we focus on the sectors manufacturing, healthcare, and agri-food. And we also focus therein at the technologies and the application of artificial intelligence, as well as cyber securities. And as mentioned, we consist of 3 lead partners, so to say, but we consist of a consortium of 18 partners and 13 network partners. And those are all regional, so in the region of East Netherlands. And other than that, we also have a wide network of other European digital innovation hubs, and also together, with actual networks that we're part of, we really wish to share that knowledge. And in the end, it should all benefit the regional SMEs of our region, which will also present their cases later on, to implement AI and other technologies in a low barrier way. So that would really be the aim of our European Digital Innovation Hub. So we actually have also, the one-stop shop that was mentioned. It is really specialized, which says that we have different maturity levels, right, of SMEs in their digital transformation journey, I would say, and based on their steps in the journey, we also have a specialized strategy and also can offer other strategies for that. So that being said, I want to keep it short. If there is anything you would like to know about our European Digital Innovation Hub, we're also open for European cooperation. So please get in touch with us and to see how we can connect and together transform the SMEs of Europe in their digital transformation. So thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. I give now the floor to Ali Bahram-Sharif, CEO and co-founder from Machine to Learn, who will present now the fifth use case of today's session. Thank you, Ali.
Okay. Hi, good morning. Can you see my slide?
Yes, thank you.
My name is Ali Bahram-Sharif. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Machine to Learn, and I'm going to talk about what we're developing as automated quality inspection of solar panels. And we are a small company. We are a spin out from Radboud University in Nijmegen, with 2 offices in the Netherlands, one in the east side of the east side of the Netherlands, that's Nijmegen, and the other one in the west side near Amsterdam. We have managed to deliver also solutions to different big industrial partners such as ASM, Unilever, and we are also involved in multiple European initiatives. We are an international team, and we just managed to hit a revenue of about 1 million. So we are very small in that respect. And the problem that we are tackling is with our partner Exason, that they are one of the local providers of solar panels, and the uniqueness is that they provide solar panel that you just put as the roof. And it comes within the whole European initiative to produce about 100 million solar panels yearly as of 2025. And the problem is that there is a part that is done manually with respect to quality inspection of the solar panels. And the manual inspection is not robust, is not accurate, is not scalable, and it's very difficult to keep track of logs and perform failure analysis. So what we are developing is our solution. We call it Aqua Solar. So it's a sort of inspection box that automates the visual inspection, and in return, it gives us speed of manufacturing process. It requires much less manpower and provides consistency, but also allows for defect logging, and then it can be incorporated in the failure analysis. It has 3 components. The components are inspection box, which is the physical box, including the camera and lighting, so that the lighting is standardized, so it doesn't vary between different environments. And it comes with an annotation software that allows for incorporating new type of defects. And it comes with a failure analysis toolset. That is when we incorporate the defect within the whole process, it can identify the root cause of failure so that you can prevent them. And the whole idea is that this will allow for much better quality of the panels, so that when they are mounted on the roof, then you have a good optimized energy production, and less waste. So it was very quick. Thank you very much. I don't have much to share about this, but very welcome if you have questions regarding our machine learning or our solar panel inspection or our product lines to have a chat with. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali. I give now the floor to Roland Gertz, director from MEAC, who will present the 6th use case of today's session.
Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you for attending this. I will now. I'm getting messages, yes. I'm presenting the district heating, system optimization, ARMAC. Let me tell you a little bit about ARMAC. ARMAC Industrial Automation. I founded it in 1991. We have done industrial automation all the time in different branches, etc., etc. About 10 years ago, we had a district heating from the city of Purmerend, which is in the west of the Netherlands. And in fact, they had a problem with communication lines, and then we started to do it over the internet. And we had a VPS, a private server. Nobody called it cloud then, or Internet of Things or whatever. But we started to do that. Well, later on, I met Geert Posma from Radboud University, and because we had over 10 years of data now in the what we call cloud today, yes, we started a case to optimize the district heating system. This is the heating system. It has a primary system, which is if you can see it, the dark blue primary lines, and for the specific districts, they have substations. There are 25,000 customers and 89 substations, and there are multiple heat sources, basically biomass plants, which were then very green. Today it's a bit of discussion, but they're using waste woods from the city. So yes, we like. So I met the Radboud, and today we have an AI-based process control, which is still in development, and we use this is the scene, what's going in there. I don't know if you see my cursor, but we have the end users and the biomass plants and the substations actually divide the heat. There is an AI model, which uses, of course, the historical database, which from the past years. There's a lot of physical context in there. So you can imagine if the sun is shining or through the windows, or the wind is blowing, it all has an effect on the use. Domain knowledge gets in there. Of course, SVP has a lot of experience with what to do to get some things done. And what we get out is the KPIs, of course, what's going on there, substation profiles, and of course the heat demand prediction. And surprisingly, we can see the user behavior characterization also from this model. So I'll keep this short. So, of course, the gain is to predict maintenance and to save energy here. So predicted is that we can get, as you can see, many kilowatts of loss we can reduce. So at this moment, we're running. We have this model, and we're running it on one, testing it on one substation to get to see what it is, and dry running, as we call it, and we will like to produce it later on in over the city. I keep it short this way. I hope if there are, of course, if there are any questions, you can always contact me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Roland. Now let's move on to the next region success cases presentation based in Slovenia. I give now the floor to Sarah Vidmar, Communications Officer at University of Maribor.
Hi, Nuria, thank you. Just a second. Can you see my slides? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your screen.
Okay, good, great. Okay, so I'm Sarah Vidmar from the Digital Innovation Hub at the University of Maribor. And today I'm going to present to you the European Digital Innovation Hub, DGC, which we actually coordinate. So who are we? Firstly, we are a strong consortium consisting of experienced partners covering the entire digitalization value chain. Within this, the technical competences are provided by the University of Maribor, Jožef Stefan Institute, Arctur, and Toolmakers Cluster of Slovenia, whilst Technology Park Ljubljana, Digital Innovation Hub Slovenia, and Innovation Technology Cluster Murska Sobota complement our service offering with support to find investment and scaling the ecosystem skills. So about us. We are a consortium of 7 operational DIHs with a strong ecosystem of 84 additional regional partners. Thus, DGC is a national ecosystem integrating 7 distinct but connected regional ecosystems. And we are also involved in several European networks in the field of digital transformation, among them, for example, EEN, Helbay.si networks, DIHS database, and DIH Agri-Food platform. So what is our plan? DGC intends to foster the digital transformation of small and medium-sized enterprises, startups, scale-ups, and public administration in 4 strategic priority areas, which are agri-food, health, tourism, and manufacturing. DGC is at the heart of Slovenian digital infrastructure, equipment, competences, innovations, and technologies. So we intend to introduce our clients to how to explore, test, and get the needed support on their twin transition journey, but by our core EDIH team, aka the DGC agents. As you can see on the slides, our target groups are segmented into 3 categories of service users, digital technology / service providers, and extended beneficiaries. DGC acts as a single point of contact in all 4 priority areas of the Digital Europe program, which are artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, and cybersecurity, as well as advanced digital skills. However, we also offer technology services within robotics, Internet of Things, big data, blockchain, and AR/VR. We deliver digital transformation services on entry, basic, and advanced levels, and offer collaboration opportunities to Slovenian ICT players to become our external digital service providers through the DGC online shop. So on the slide, you can see some of our services, not all of them, there are nearly 70 of them, but you can see that they are categorized in 4 groups of test before invest, support to find investment, skills, training, and maturity assessment, and innovation ecosystem and networking. All of the services are available on our website. So to sum up, we bring together more than 300 Slovenian researchers and more than 30 DGC agents. to help with 70 services to help on the way to digital transformation to companies, organizations, and public institutions in 4 strategic areas: manufacturing, agri-food, health, and tourism, with the use of several technologies, among them AI, HPC, cybersecurity, advanced digital skills, and others. And our goal is to increase the digital maturity of our service users by 10 to 20%. So I try to keep it short. If anyone has any questions, you can contact us on the email listed here, or you could contact me as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Now I give the floor to Saso Karagatik, researcher and professor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science at the University of Maribor, who will present now the 7th use case of today's session. Thank you, Saso.
Hi, everyone. Do you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Just a second, so I share my screen. Okay, I think you see my screen now, right? My name is Saso Karagatic. I come from University of Maribor. I'm going to present the work we did together with our partner, Istanbul Technical University, where we applied artificial intelligence to real-world industrial problems. Let me first present the problem on hand which we had. Actually, our partner from Istanbul working with the sewage treatment plant, not just one, but municipality treatment plants from Istanbul. And specifically, they were dealing with one sewage treatment plant in the surroundings of municipality of Istanbul, one of the largest ones. And as is typical for any industrial plant, they had the problems of machinery breakdown. Specifically, they had the bearings in their pumping systems, which were breaking down. Even though they did preventative maintenance of those machinery, they were breaking down and causing a lot of financial and other resource problems. So, of course, this is a problem for AI. And how did we tackle them? Well, they already had some, let's say, smart devices implemented on those machines. They had some sensors, vibration sensors, and temperature sensors from a couple of years, which were already collecting the data from those machines. And the technique we used to solve this problem it's called predictive maintenance. It's a well-known technique where you use artificial intelligence, or more specifically machine learning, to analyze the data which is gathered from the machine in real time and try to find out when the machine is actually in the state that it's going to break down before it actually breaks down, and then initiate the maintenance phase. So it doesn't come to the breakage down and cause a lot of damage, a lot of resource and financial investment, but you just stop machine for a small maintenance phase. We had the following data. We had minute intervals from those sensors, which I mentioned before. And we were lucky because we could figure out from the logs when the machinery was working correctly and when it was stopped for the maintenance phase, or when there was not working. Well, it was not so simple, even though we had labeled data and we could use supervised machine learning applications. Actually, the data was not so nice, as we call it. We had a class dispersion problem, which means that the state of the machines, even when the machine was working correctly, was all over the place. The correct state of one machine was not so similar to the other machines when it was working correctly. We call this a class dispersion problem, and even worse, some of the machines were working, they had the life of their own, as we call it. They were working in their specific way, but they were working okay. So we had a problem of small disjunct classes. And this is where our partner for Technical University of Istanbul reached out to us, because we work on these special cases. And we worked together to implement the solutions which worked on those special cases. And our solution used, I'm not going to go into the details, used machine learning optimization techniques, where we split the states of the machines, so correct working state and the faulty state of the machines, into small other classes, small states, which we could work on and use other traditional time series machine learning methods to find out when the machines are coming to the state of breakage down, so we could initiate the preventative maintenance. So we implemented this system together with the university, and that University of Istanbul, they are working right now to implement it in the real world setting. So this is just some analysis, but I won't go to details because we don't have time. So we are expecting an impact from this. The expected impact are increased reliability of the machines so they don't break down unexpectedly, lower the maintenance cost because the preventative maintenance is has much lower financial and other costs than the breakdown maintenance. And also we are expecting improved efficiencies because our systems, in the testing phase, they found out when the machines are nearing the breakdown phase, so we could optimize them before they actually break down. And of course, we hope for better safety on the workplace for the workers that work there. I hope you liked my short presentations, and if you have any questions, I'll be available at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Sasso, for your presentation. I give now the floor to Alex Erker, Leakage Manager Maribor Water Supply at the University of Maribor, who will present the last success case of today's presentation.
Hello to everyone.
Hello, Alex.
Hello. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
Hello to everyone. My name is Aleš. I'm from Maribor, the city of Maribor, and I'm working in Maribor Water Supply Company. We are located in the northeastern part of Slovenia, in the second largest city, but our water system is the largest in Slovenia. We are a member of International Water Association for 5 years now, and we are providing water for the city of Maribor and 16 other municipalities in the suburb. Our strategic goal is energy efficiency, digitalization, water supply system development, and of course, technological development. You can see city of Maribor in a picture, and in area with violet border, it is our main water source, where 66% of water is distributed into 1,685 kilometers of pipelines. Yearly amount of water in the last 15 to 20 years approximately is about 13 to 14 millions, and the difference between input volume and authorized consumption or sold water is, of course, water loss. And this is a problem that we are addressing with AI. Water loss is caused by many reasons. Main reason is high pressure and old infrastructure, so old pipelines. Water losses are hard to manage, especially when we are working with so large water supply system. So system as a one piece is very hard to manage. So we need to break it to a little smaller areas with measurement. We got 260 industrial water meters, and these are presenting control points where every 15 minutes is measured flow, volume, and in some places also pressure. This give us 138 zones, district metering areas, let's say, and these smaller areas are easier to manage. Every day we in our dashboard we are checking those DMAs and finding for and searching for flows and we want to know where or which area is leakage is appears. So we got a large amount of data for 5
Sorry for
years.
interrupting, Alice, but we cannot see your, we see your screen, but not the slide you are now. We only see the first slide.
Really?
If you can share again your screen, stop sharing and start again. Yes, now it's okay. Okay. Sorry for that. Share screen again.
What about now?
Okay, and if you change the slide?
Yes, I change it.
Okay, so if you can. Yes, now it's okay. Now it's okay.
It's okay? Can you see Slovenia map?
Yes, I can see Slovenia.
Okay, so northeastern part of Slovenia is the city of Maribor. Okay, so you miss those slides. This is a main water source where water is distributed in the 1,685 kilometers of network. Yearly amount is approximately 13 to 14 millions of cubic meters of water. The difference between input volume and authorized consumption is water loss. Our water loss is about 28%, and this is a problem that we are addressing with AI. Water losses are caused by high pressure and especially by because of old infrastructure. So our network is very long, 1,685 kilometers, and as one part is very hard to manage. So we have with our control points divide it into smaller areas where and at that points measurement is at that points we measure flow volume and pressure every 15 minutes. So we have data for a 5 year in history. This is a lot of data, and our zones, our areas, we need to check it daily. And because this is a lot of data, we processed it with AI, and let's see what it bring it to us. So this is the same chart. This is a chart of inflow in one area, and this is a forecast of inflow. So if we compare it with global trend of all the DMAs, we can see one point where forecast is break the line of global trend. So this is the moment when we want to send our researchers in the field to find leaks. So the time from that moment and to decrease the time from that moment that the leaks appears and till when the team on the field will fix it will decrease. We want to decrease that time. So all the red area is a potential water loss that will not appear with the right moment if we use the AI. If we transfer it to the whole system and to all 138 areas, I think it would be a great impact, and it would be interested also in for other water systems. Thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Now we come to the second part of the session, the European funding opportunities part. Therefore, I now give the floor to Iago Garcia, Senior Consultant on European Projects, and who will present Horizon Europe opportunities supporting the artificial intelligence implementation. Thank you, Iago.
Thank you very much, Nuria, and good morning to everyone. So I assume that you can see my presentation properly. So I will start with my presentation. As indicated by Nuria, the purpose of the presentation is to explain you the Horizon Europe program and some related funding opportunities linked to artificial intelligence. This presentation will focus in these three major issues: Horizon Europe, the funding opportunities, and the Enterprise Europe Network. So now let's move on to the Horizon Europe, which is the European Research and Innovation Framework Program for 2021-2027, with a total budget of 95.5 billion euros. Putting aside the European Defence Fund specific program and also the horizontal actions, Horizon Europe is built on the three main pillars, each of them having its particular objectives, and ranging from Pillar 1, excellent science research activities, to Pillar 3, innovative Europe, market implementation activities. This Horizon Europe presentation focuses on the Pillar 2, global challenges and European industrial competitiveness, which mainly supports projects carried out by international and interdisciplinary consortiums that address specific predefined topics proposed by the European Commission. This pillar is divided into 6 different clusters, each of them focused on different specific challenges that you can see on the screen. So regarding the participation rules, Horizon Europe project proposals are submitted as consortium of at least 3 independent entities from 3 different EU member states or associated countries. The project budget exceeds 500,000 euros in most topics. The main type of actions which lately will be explained are research and innovation, innovation and coordination and support actions. The estimated duration of the project is between 1 and 5 years. The project approach is top-down and has to fit in with the strategic lines proposed in the topic, and obviously ethical principles have to be respected. And which are the entities that make up a consortium? The ones you can see here on the screen: SMEs, corporations, RTOs, universities, public administration, and others. And what about the associated countries? You will find them listed in the link to the official European Union website embedded in this image, if you want to have this information. So there are 3 recurring concepts in Horizon Europe topics. The first one is the TRL, or Technology Readiness Level, which is a measurement system used to assess the maturity level of a particular technology, with a scale that ranges from 1 to 9, where TRL1 corresponds to basic principles observed, and TRL9 to ready for full commercial deployment. The second concept refers to the European partnerships, which are initiatives where the European Union, national authorities such as member states ministries, and or the private sector such as international business associations jointly commit to support the development and implementation of a program of research and innovation activities. There are 3 types of partnerships, which are the ones you can see on the screen: co-funded, institutionalized, and co-programmed. This last one involves partners who provide input on the drafting of topics to be funded by the respective cluster of Horizon Europe. And that is the reason why you will find some co-programmed partnership names, such as the ones listed before related to Cluster 4 Digital and Industry, in the Horizon Europe topics. The last concept refers to the main type of actions with which topics are identified, and these are the research and innovation action with a funding rate of 100% of the eligible costs for all types of organizations, and with a TRL that ranges from approximately 2 to 6. The innovation actions with funding rate up to 70% of the eligible costs for profit-making legal entities, which lowers down to up to 60% in some random co-program European partnership topics. And finally, with a funding rate of 100% of the eligible cost for non-profit legal entities. In this case, innovation action topics have a TRL that ranges approximately from 4 to 8. And the last type of action, main type of action in topics is the coordination and support action with a funding rate of 100% of eligible costs for all types of organizations. Let's move now on to the work programs. Each of the 6 pillar clusters, each of the 6 pillars 2 clusters publishes its own biannual work program with these policy-driven topics. And these work programs are schematically structured as shown on the slide. So when selecting a topic and especially preparing a proposal, it is relevant to go through all the levels and read the information included in them, instead of going straight to the topic, or you will miss important information such as the specific expected impacts explained in each destination. And what sort of information does a topic include, and what does a topic look like? So the first information shown is always the reference of the topic, followed by the specific challenge and the co-program partnership. In the event, it has provided input on the drafting of the topic. You will also find the indicative budget and the expected contribution per project, which jointly gives an idea of the number of projects to be funded per topic. Also, the eligibility conditions, which may describe some sort of restrictions, and this field is important, especially in artificial intelligence topics. The TRL, the expected outcomes, and the scope. And although the deadline is not included in the topic, but at the end of its destination in each cluster work program, keep it in mind, because this information is obviously important, especially to do calculations about when to submit the project and how to proceed with the different stages of the proposal. Therefore, in the following slides, you will find the listed 2023-2024 topics about artificial intelligence, where this technology is mentioned either in the challenge, in the outcome, or in the scope of the topic. And given the available time for the presentation, it's not possible to go through all of them. So they have been listed and classified per cluster and per destination. So here you can see the cluster 1, health, cluster 2, culture, creativity, and inclusive society, cluster 3, cyber security for society, cluster 4, digital, industry, and space, cluster 5, climate, energy, and also mobility. And finally, cluster 6, food, bioeconomy, natural resources, agriculture, and environment. You will find all the former topics described in the links embedded in both images that will take you to the 6 cluster 2023-2024 programs, and also to the official European Union's funding and tenders portal. So in case of doubt, always refer to them, because in these 2 sources is where you will find the updated information related to the Horizon Europe funding opportunities. And more detailed information about each topics are in the official EU Info Days recordings that you will find also embedded in this other image. So if you want to know about key exploitable results related to artificial intelligence and originated in previous EU-funded research and innovation projects, you can always access the Horizon Results platform, where you will find examples such as the ones showed in the slide, and where each example included in this platform includes, among others, a description of the result, the number of entities that have contributed to its achievement, of what they are seeking, the result maturity expressed in TRL, the sustainable development goals linked to the result, or other information such as if there is a market study or other sort of IPR protection related to the result. And these key exploitable results include other standard, typical, and standard product and process and service, such as pre-standards, manuals, training materials, or methodologies. And it's very important and very relevant for participants to understand that is the individual owner who generates the results, who owns these results, and instead of the whole consortium. And in case two or more beneficiaries develop a technology together, the ownership is shared, and they have to agree on the percentage of ownership that corresponds to them according to the contributions they have made. There are more funding opportunities related to artificial intelligence beyond Horizon Europe in other programs such as the Digital Europe program, which focuses on bringing digital technology to businesses, citizens, and public administration, providing strategic funding to support projects in key capacity areas such as supercomputing, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and advanced digital technologies, and ensuring a wide use of these digital technologies across the economy and society, including through the digital innovation hubs. The main type of actions are slightly different to the Horizon Europe 1, and the TRL are higher as the digital technologies are to be taken to the market. And regarding the work program, you will find in the this slide embedded in the image the 2021-2022 artificial intelligence work program, because we're still awaiting the 2023-2024 document to be released. And there are other additional funding opportunities related to artificial intelligence in, for example, institutionalized partnerships such as the KDTJU or Key Digital Technologies Joint Undertaking, which manages a research and innovation program aiming to reinforce the European Union's strategic autonomy in the electronic components and systems sector. And as you can see on the slide, this joint undertaking has recently launched 3 calls for proposals that are on the slide. And where to find partners for the consortiums? You can identify them with the Enterprise Zero Network, which is the world's largest support network for SMEs, with more than 600 member organizations located in more than 60 different countries. The network manages an online international partnering opportunities database, where you will be able to find coordinators looking for partners using the R&D publications, or entities willing to enter a consortium using the technology offered publications. Additionally, the network organizes international events, among which brokered events are relevant for your interests, because these matchmaking events give participants the opportunity to join prearranged meetings with other entities in order to identify possible collaborators and facilitate the setup of Horizon Europe project consortiums. And in this slide, you will find that brokerage events where you still register and participate looking for these partners. And your Enterprise Europe Network node can support SMEs in different stages of the Horizon Europe project's lifetime, either with the topic identification, the partner search, the proposal review, together with your NCP, National Contact Point, the consortium agreement review with in-house lawyers, or the exploitation of results as examples. So if you want to know if your project idea might fit with the funding opportunities related to artificial intelligence, you can always get in touch with your regional contact point to discuss this wide range of opportunities. And with this slide concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Iago, for your presentation. I give now the floor once again to Ingrid Major, Business Tech Developer at Toast, who will now present European Cascades funding opportunities for the artificial intelligence implementation. Thank you, Ingrid.
Yes, thank you, Noria. So as Iago explained, there are so many horizon calls going on, but next to that, there are also the cascade funding calls. And I would like to present you some opportunities. As we have seen, there are some best practices showed today, how you can implement AI for your business processes. So if you're a company listening to this presentation, I advise you to, to keep your attention here, because this can really, give you one step ahead in the right way to actually implement AI for your cases. So I would like to shortly start my sharing my screen. Let's see. Yes, so this should be visible for you all now. When we talk about making AI work, we talk about the AI Hub East Netherlands, which is the organization in our region that actually helps companies to implement AI in their processes, both by connecting them to universities, to regional companies, to regional organizations, as well as providing them with the right methods and tools, which we also see the European funding as one of the instruments that can help to give a boost to the AI innovation that is necessary. Let's see. Yeah. So a little bit about the cascade funding. I would like to tell you how does that work, but then also jumping into the most important part, that is the open funding calls that are going on right now. And as well as Iago mentioned as well, there are so many calls going on, both horizon and cascade funding calls. So also once again to remind you about the regional contact points when you are interested in developing such an AI innovation project. So cascade funding, what is it? Cascade funding is also known as financial support for third parties, and it's a commission mechanism to actually distribute public funding in order to assist beneficiaries. So you can see that in a way that actually a large project is granted, but they divided it into larger or smaller amounts in order to make it easier for SMEs, startups, scale-ups to also take part in that European funding that is available. So it's simply distributed in smaller amount of public funds. And by doing so, it can be the administrative procedure can be simplified as well. And it is easier for SMEs to actually join such a consortium because it can be quite challenging to establish a consortium before starting a project. But once it is started and the cascade funding is open, and it's easier also for SMEs that do not have such a European experience to also join such a project. So in short, participating in a large European project can mean dealing with a large amount of bureaucracy, and with those kind of cascade funding calls, there can be a way around it, and it could also be an easier access to both the network that such a consortium provides, as well as the funding and all the kind of activities and networking that can take place in such a project. And also not last, but the two projects that were presented from the East Netherlands region, so both from RMAC as well as from Machine to Learn, they are both examples of how cascade funding can work. And in this case, it was both from AI Regio that was mentioned before, and it's also in light of this event. And that was also a cascade funding opportunity that these companies took part in. So as I mentioned, it is cascade funding that consists of grants and then divided into smaller pieces. And then they are also managed and paid by the beneficiaries of the European project that supports them. This also means that funding decisions are no longer the responsibility of the European Commission, but the European Commission actually gives the project leaders and the coordinators the decision that needs to be made in such project. And then, as I mentioned, it is divided into smaller amounts. So the project coordinator will open calls for proposals to attract a potential beneficiaries. And more specifically, they also allow actually startups and SMEs to join the consortiums. So further on, we'll jump into the relevant calls that are open right now. But the funding can be used for different types of activities, such as studies, but also experiments, but also into the higher TRL levels that was explained before. like really bringing the innovation to the market as well. So I would like to present you shortly some funding opportunities that are relatively low barrier, as we had mentioned. And of course, it is also to keep an eye on those funding opportunities because they're changing each day. I would say there are coming new cascade fundings. So would like to keep you up to date with the funding opportunities that are open right now. So the first one would be Mind for Machines. Mind for Machines is a Horizon project, and it's really about digitalization of manufacturing companies. The main objective of this goal is therefore also to increase the efficiency and competitiveness of the manufacturing industry by adopting the latest digital technologies for smarter and greener transformation. Well, what kind of activities can you think of then? It's about innovation support, so the testing and validating phase, I would say, in tier L5 to 7, but also to 8 and 9, and really about the go-to-market support. It can be a project of 6 to 9 months, and the deadline is the 19th of April. That leaves you with 2 months. But as I mentioned, those kind of cascade funding are easier to process also in the proposal phase. So if you would be interested in such a proposal for Mind for Machines, I would advise you to get in contact with your regional contact point to make sure that they can also provide you with the right consortium, the right network, and so on and so on. So to really get that process going. Then we also have AI for Copernicus, and this is really about AI implementation for Earth and observation and artificial intelligence solutions for climate change challenges. It can be quite specific, but if you are also an AI provider that could work with those kind of challenges and more on the technology provider side, I would say, that it could be also interesting for you to see if there are any use cases in which the Earth observations play a role. There's funding per micro project, which is 30,000 with the minimum TRL level of 5, and it is about a project of 5 months. This deadline is a little bit more tight. It's the end of March. But again, the proposals for such cascade funding are quite low barrier, so to say, in comparison with the larger projects that are going on there. Then we have this is more of a program, and it's called the Driving Deep Tech Growth Program. It is not only about AI, but more in the larger technology side of view. And it's really a program that has, that encourages the launch, the development, the growth and scaling up of new products, services, processes, and integrated solutions in the manufacturing and circular economy sectors. And therewith you can think about technologies such as advanced computing, cybersecurity, next-gen internet, but also blockchain, Internet of Things, green tech, and also the fintech technologies that are out there. And it's a program that consists of innovation vouchers, and those innovation vouchers can be used for needs-based growth and scaling services of a maximum of 20,000. A mentorship program in which you get connected with experts from the field, which can really help when you're a startup in the tech area, I would say. But also access to large scale-up startup and investors events, which can quite be a challenge once you're a startup just starting out there. And it is participation of 1 month assessment. So first it is a program and they would help you with the assessment of your needs. And then the 5 months following there, the program will start. Deadline for application is the 16th of March. And this is not only the cascade funding, but also the whole program that you will be part of. Then we have the Eureka calls, which might be familiar, but SMART is the flexible industry-driven Eureka cluster for advanced manufacturing. And the main objective really is the promotion of collaborative and international close-to-market R&D and innovation projects with decentralized national funding. So therewith, having mentioned that, it's also the case that the national rules or conditions might be different than the European Eureka program. So I would advise you also, when you would be interested in such calls, to get in contact with your regional contact points to see what the opportunities are. But here, indeed, the conditions are mentioned already, the technical domains. So it's really about all kind of advanced manufacturing processes until customer-based manufacturing. So there's quite a wide range of technical domains that projects can be focused around. And then also the key application areas of this program. It's aerospace, it's automotive, it's railway, it's consumer goods, and it's capital goods and industrial components. So also there's a wide range and there's a wide call conditions, I would say. But I would advise you to get in touch with your regional contact points to see what the opportunities are. Because I would say that if you have a good idea for an innovative project, there's always a way, one way or another, to get it going. And by that, we can help you to find the right funding when it's acquired for your project. The next one is Stairway AI, and this will target low-tech SMEs working in domains like manufacturing, automotive, agriculture, health, governance, etc. And do not have immediate access on AI techniques. So what we have all now heard the best cases of AI practices, but when you think, okay, that could be really interesting, but how do I get started? Then this would be really a starting point, I would say, to study the feasibility of AI for your company processes. And also there's this matching component in which actually a technology provider can help you to implement the first steps. So the first open call, there are many going on, but the first one is in February to April. It will be started. I thought it was opened last week, but I do not have the latest information about that one. But it should be open in February, and then the deadline will be in April. So that's really about the feasibility study for adapting AI in solutions, and can be a project of 10,000 maximum. Then we have resetting, and this also consists of many different calls. So this one is the second edition, and this is about the relaunch of sustainable and intelligent European tourism through digitalization and innovation. And actually our country, East Netherlands, can unfortunately not join, but since I know that there are many companies also joining from Spain, Portugal, and maybe also Greece, Albania, and Italy, this one is for your country available. And this consists of vouchers from 7,000 to 9,000, and it's really about getting digitalization in the tourism industry and also making it more sustainable by doing so. And the deadline for this call is the 20th of April. So if you would be a company in one of the mentioned countries, then get in contact also with your regional contact point to see what the opportunities are for you. Well, once again, I would say that if you have an innovative idea for implementing AI, generating in different TRL levels, as we have seen, there's also always a way to get that through. So we would be happy, I think I speak for all of your organizations, to help you with that and to guide you with the right funding, to guide you to the right consortium, the partners necessary, either regional or international or European. Via the different networks that we are part of, for instance, we can switch easily and also know what is going on in the European context, I would say. So please get in touch with us to see how we can help you to get this AI implementation going. And also maybe next time we would be having such an event that you can actually present your case about AI implementation in your company. So thanks again for your attention, and thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid, and thank you to all the panelists we have had today. I think it was an interesting session. I hope you got some insights from it. We have seen AI implementations and solutions for food industry, for textile industry, for energy saving, for solar panels quality inspection, for industrial equipment maintenance and reduction of water loss, to have some examples. We have seen as well the structure and the content of Horizon Europe and the opportunities for R&D projects in the artificial intelligence field, and also several cascade funding open calls, which are for smaller projects, but also easier to access to. From the comments we have had during the session, what we will do is we will share with all of you the presentations, the ones that the speakers are gonna send to us, the ones that authorize us to share the presentations. But we will also share with you the European Digital Innovation Hub's contacts, and also suppliers' contacts presented today, and as well the regional support offices contact, in case you want to get deeper and know with more details the Horizon Europe calls or cascade funding, or even to start a project with the European Digital Innovation Hubs. We will provide with you with the regional contacts available to do so. Okay, so the activity is not finishing here. We are starting at 12 the meetings. I think all of you have received the link to register to the B2Match online platform where you could have the online meetings. We will share it with you again also in the chat, so that you can register if you have not done it yet. We have already around 60 registrations from the 150 people who attended the webinar. 60 are already there available to schedule meetings. You have to register, and once you are registered, you can ask for meetings to the other participants. The meetings are short meetings, maximum 20 minutes, and the idea is to get to know other entities in order to find new international partners, to expand your professional network, to meet European Digital Innovation Hubs, or to look for solutions or providers among the international companies present. So you have until Friday to have these meetings. And if you have any question, anything which is not solved, we are here to support you to register, to find the partners you need. And even if you have a need which is not met, and you cannot find a solution within the entities registered, also ask us and we will try to help you find the right partner. I think up until here, our presentation. Thank you very much to our colleagues from Germany, from Netherlands, and from Slovenia to make it possible, and to all the companies registered and attending the webinar. Thank you very much. We keep in contact. Thank you.